I've got the boot on. Got that on yesterday. Had to do a bit of wet sanding in the gap down there where I sprayed the roof. There was a little line of clear coat there, so that's all done. Boots on. I'm just having a little play with I've got a bit of wet sandpaper left, wet and dry, and some Mk2's. What I'm using is Mk2's Ultra Cut Compound, and then followed by the Ultimate Polish stuff. So I've just had a little go. You'll see the first picture, which was this before it was wet sand. And the idea of wet sand is to get rid of the orange peel. So you can see the bits here. Obviously these are all the shiny bits you can still see. They're all the low bits. So when you see orange peel, these low bits, obviously the low bits of the orange peel. So when you wet sanding, you want to get all this gone. So you want all this bit smooth like that, so it's all one even colour. Then when you polish it, it should come up nice and clean. So I'll give it a bit more of another touch on there. I've just gone over it once, just wiped it off with a tissue just to see where it needs going. So it's just a bit down the sides and a bit on the lip. I'm not too worried about obviously this side of it because it's going to have the sticker on it anyway. So I'll have that a bit more go, and then I'll see the orange peel on this side here. So again, most of the car's going to get wet sanded. I'm only using 1500 on this because that's all I've got, but I'll be using 2.5 most of the car. So I'll give that a bit more sand and then see what it'll polish up like. Right, so gone over that again, and as you can see from the picture, obviously that's what it was like. You see just the orange peel starting up here. There's my finger, there it is. So all that is now, there's a few like dots in there, but that's all the orange peel sort of flattened down. So I'll just give that a bit of polish on there before I go. One tip with wet and dry sandpaper, that's just, I'm only using a little bit of sandpaper in there. Right, that's all. I've only got a little bit left over, so I'm just playing around at the moment. Soak it, that's warm water in there. Before you use it, just soak it, because you will find the sharp edges of the paper will scratch it. So all you've got to do is leave the paper soaking for a while, 10-15 minutes. And I always, when I've done it before, I've done it like this, I've gone a bit of a sand over, and when it really starts to stick, it's when obviously the lubricants, because in there I've just got a bit of Dodo juice, car wash stuff, just to give it a bit of lubrication, so when you're sanding it, it should be nice and smooth and even. You'll feel when you're sanding stuff because it feels quite sort of gritty in a way, and when it's, I always tell when it feels like it's gone smooth, you can't really hear much when you're sanding it, and when you're doing it and it starts to like stick, that's when you sort of, I always take it out, give the bit of paper a wash off, just wipe the panel down and then just go again. So I'll give that a polish and see how that comes up. So as you can see, that's come up really nicely. Mainly it's quite hard to focus on the paint, but I'm just looking at obviously the reflection of that, whatever that is. So you can see it's sort of the sharp edges there, so that's come up quite nice. All I've used is I've only ever got like a medium foam on a drill at the moment. I will be using the DA when I get the rest of the car, but like I say, I'm just playing around at the moment. So that was that, slightly damp, just not a lot of water and just enough, an ample sort of amount of that. Keep it nice and wet when you're polishing it. You don't want it to dry up because then you'll have a negative effect on it. So yeah, you can sort of see, obviously that's where I've polished it to, that's orange peel, and that's where it's been wet sanded. So now what I'm going to do is go over with the ultimate polish, and that'll be the last stage of it. If I want to resand it again, there's no issue. But so I'll give that a polish and then go from there. So that is the ultimate polish gone on there, and that's come up a lot nicer. Obviously you can see the difference between the two. What was on about the picture quality, you look at, what is that? That was the bearing press. Obviously the wrong way around. So you're looking at the bearing press there, the picture, you've got nice sharp edges. And then you look at this picture, which is just whatever's over there. And obviously you can see it's obviously not smooth, it's all blurred and things. So that's all wet sanding does, is you're taking off that rippled layer of clear coat, so it's as flat as it can. You're putting polish on it, which gets a shine back to it, and then the polish literally just fills up the really small little holes. So that's come up really well. I'm happy with that. So that's just testing it, but like I say, I've got the rest of the car to do. Yeah, but happy with that. So that was just with 1500, but I will be using 2.5 on the car because that's what you'll just get that 2.5 is finer, so it'll get more of it off. But I'm really happy with the difference with that. I can't remember what I updated you on last, but I've opened the old boot. Yeah, those wires have been redone. I've replaced any wires they needed. Taped back up. That wire is obviously for the rear window, which I'll put a new connector on when it gets through. All that side's in. I did have an issue with that door panel. I put one of the pictures up of the top of it was it was all sort of peely and dry. And I normally, for trim stuff, I normally use Maguire's tyre gel because it just seems to work and last quite long. I don't know if you can just see it there. It's sort of like lacquer peeling kind of stuff. Oh, there it is. There's a better bit there. That white bit there, obviously that's what the whole it was like all the way across there. And I put a coating of Maguire's on it, and it didn't really touch it, but I put another coat on there. Come on, zoom in, stupid. There you go. I put another coat on and just left it really thick. You can sort of see it's there, and it seemed to have soaked in and sort of recovering, if you know what I mean. Someone has mentioned doing cherry blossom black boot polish sort of stuff on it, but the Maguire seems to be working for them. I've just put it on thick the other day and just left it, and it seems to have soaked in, so I think I'll just give that another go and see how that goes. But yeah, door cards in, carpets in, a few more bits to do really. I've done a few. I found the other wires for the driver's door, which are inside the A-pillar. On the passenger side, I missed a bit on that seat as well. The passenger side, I pulled the wire straight through into the car. This side, I just stuffed them in the A-pillar, so they're all out and in. So yeah, so hopefully payday will finish off all this headliner with some handles and a few clips. Get another carpet for that side, which means all that door card can be done. Once the door card's done, I can then clean all the rear seats, get those in there. And in the midst of doing that is cracking on with all the older wet sanding, which is going to be bit of a job, but as you can see just from that little bit on the side of here, very fulfilling. So yeah, cool, looking forward to getting the rest of the car done.